guys, welcome to my Ocean One and Then Some channel. We got an 8K today and I'm going to read it to you. It's super short and provide my thoughts. So let's jump right into it. But before we do that, of course, let's get the YouTube disclaimers out of the way. None of my content constitutes professional advice. Viewers that follow any advice, content, suggestions, do so at their own risk because you are responsible for your own actions. All right, let's jump right into it. All right, this 8K is all about bankruptcy, and I'm going to read it, provide my thoughts, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's good news in any possible way. But here we go. It's pretty short. I'm just going to look down and read it, so you can look up the 8K yourself, of course, but I'm going to read it. I might skip just a little bit because I have scanned over it. It's pretty short. On June 17th, 2024, Fisker Group, a subsidiary of Fisker Inc., commenced a voluntary case under Chapter 11 of Title 11 of the United States Code of Bankruptcy. On June the 19th, Fisker and its other subsidiaries in the United States commenced voluntary cases under Chapter 11 of Title 11 of Bankruptcy Code. The Bankruptcy Court has granted a motion seeking joint administration of the cases. All right, I'm skipping just a little bit. The debtors will continue to operate their business as debtors in possession under the jurisdiction of the Bankruptcy Court and in accordance with the applicable provision of the Bankruptcy Code. It says a little bit more. To ensure their ability to continue operating in the ordinary course of business, the debtors have filed with the Bankruptcy Court motions seeking, and the Bankruptcy Court has entered a variety of first-day relief, including authority to pay employee wages and benefits and pay vendors and suppliers in the ordinary course of goods and services provided after the commencement of Chapter 11 cases. The debtors also obtained an order to access cash collateral through June the 28th, 2024. The Bankruptcy Court will hold a further hearing on June the 27th, 2024 regarding the debtor's ability to further access cash collateral. All right, let me scroll down just a little bit. Triggered events that accelerate or increase a direct financial obligation or an obligation under an off-balance sheet arrangement. The filing of Chapter 11 cases described in Item 1.03 above constitute an event of default that accelerated the company's obligations under the company's senior indenture dated as of July the 11th between the company and Wilmington, golly, sometimes I can't talk at all, Wilmington Savings Fund Society as trustee of the 2026 notes indenture. All right. Is there anything else? No, that's pretty much. Okay, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are that these note holders are going to cut each other's throats. And unfortunately, it kills me to say this, but unfortunately, that's a lot better, ain't it? Unfortunately, I think Chapter 11 is going to turn into Chapter 7. That's worst case scenario. I think that's what's going to happen, though. I don't think there's enough assets here to appease anybody, and I think these note holders are just going to cut each other's throats. And pretty much, I think that's what's actually happened. I think Fisker is going to be forced to sell off its assets, unfortunately, and Chapter 7 will probably rapidly deteriorate into Chapter 7. What does that mean for us as ocean owners? We're screwed. That's pretty much what it means. They're probably, is it possible that somebody comes in? Yes. Is it possible that they get financing? Yes. Is it likely, in my opinion? No, not at this point. It's simply not likely at all. I mean, I would put the odds of Fisker surviving at less than, 2 or 3% at this point. It's just that grim. Now, I've been saying for a very long time that we need a miracle, and I'd been saying for a very long time that we'd probably go into Chapter 11. I think the problem is Fisker went into Chapter 11 way, way too late. Fisker had much larger problems than they disclosed, and everything just came to light here recently. The biggest thing was probably the 10K. If you go back to that, but at the end of the day, Henrik and Gita were simply out of their league. They mismanaged the company, and if anything, they should have filed bankruptcy, way prior to this. So that's my best guess. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see Fisker succeed. It just doesn't look likely. Those of us that have held on to our oceans because we love them so much and we enjoy them so much, the first time we have a minor problem or a major problem, it may be almost impossible to solve. I live in Kentucky, so I'm pretty much on my own. Those of you that live around service centers, you can probably find a tech. You can find parts, things like that. So there's just not much going on. I wonder, I thought there was something else in here. Maybe I missed it. No, that's pretty much in the 8K. There's really just nothing else in this 8K. I mean, it's really, really short. So that's pretty much it, and that's my thoughts. My bottom line on this is Fisker as the company, as we came to know it and hoped that it would turn out to be and looked forward to it being, it's simply not going to materialize because of mismanagement. That's really what it amounts to: lack of planning, lack of management, lack of execution. And even though Fisker went through all the mistakes that it made, I felt right up until the very end, up until really just a couple months ago, I felt like everything was solvable. And I felt like Henrik and Gita would bring in the help that they so desperately needed. But it just seems to me like pride and ego just stayed in the way, and they refused to get the help that they needed. And by the time they realized how poorly they had mismanaged the company, they had, pretty much run it into the ground. So that's my thoughts. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope we get, a white knight on a fiery steed, runs in and save this company. But it just doesn't look like it at this point, guys. Chapter 11 to me looks like it's rapidly unfolding into Chapter 7. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining in, and until next time.